Okay. Here we are today with our guest, AnnaMaria Tartaglia. AnnaMaria is founder and board member of Angels for Women, an Italian association of business angels, women business angels, but she's also CEO of the brand Sitter. Okay, AnnaMaria, why we would like to start with a brief presentation of your entrepreneurial activity, of your business. Could you introduce it to us?
Thanks, Luisa, for your question. About my activities, the actual one is divided in mainly two different kinds of activities. One is based on managing my own company that is fully specialized in discovering and managing new talents, especially in the lifestyle segment, and giving to them all the support in terms of education, in terms of growth, in terms of internationalization for creating their own company. This is one segment of my activity. On the top of this, I will continue to maintain my advisory to the big companies, international companies that need to evolve themselves in terms of diversity, inclusion, equality, and working on their ESG projects. On the other side, what I am doing, and I started to do this 10 years ago, is working and acting as business angels in a different network. But the main for me in this moment is Angels for Women that I founded with other women 5 years ago, where what we do is to select and support women entrepreneurs from Italy, but not only from Italy. And we are doing a sort of scouting with the other organization, by ourselves and the other organization from all around the world for supporting them in terms of mainly money, but also if they need in terms of networking, advisory, and other activities that will be useful for the growth and the development of their business.
And what inspired you to become a business angel? What was the drive?
Mainly, I think curiosity. When I started was 13, 15 years ago. We have no idea on the market on what a business angel was. We were conscious about the fact that at the beginning of your activity, you need someone that will invest in your company or will give money to your company. Now it's clear for everyone what a startup is. It's clear what means innovative startups. 10, 15 years ago was only the idea on how you can support a company from the beginning and giving to this company money. And this is your own money, so means that you are risking your money in your company, and also how you can give a special kind of effort that is related to advisory, networking, other kind of suggestions that companies or young companies or a startup or companies that are at the beginning of their story can need. But what I can answer to you is mainly was curiosity to discover something new and curiosity to support new kind of activities that were different from mine or discovering something, a new segment of business where I was not aware of their existing.
And what were the initial challenges for you when you started your business? And in the end, how did you overcome these difficulties or these challenges?
At the beginning, as an entrepreneur, I was used to work for big companies. So means that was very simple because I had a lot of money to spend from my companies. Big budget. Only for giving to you an idea, I was used to spend only for my segment amount of money like 50, 60, 100 millions of euro for companies that had revenues for more than 1 billion, 2 billions of euros. So it was very simple. When you are in a company like this, the majority of your time is in managing your team, giving to them the right advice for developing every day their activities, or what you are involved in are big strategies or connecting your headquarters all around the world. So means that more a kind of job much more related to strategy, and managing profit and loss integrated with the main goals that also the other C-level inside the company have. When you decide to work for yourself, you have totally to change your mindset. Yes, you can use your network, you can use your connection, you can ask to the others to support you, but what you have to do, first of all, is to be very humble, because you are starting from zero. You are in the majority of the time alone with no money in defining your strategy. And so means that you have to restart step by step in understanding what you can do really in your activities, and what your activities will really be. The kind of team that you can have with you, and the majority of time will be not only or not always fixed people working with you 5 days for 8 hours every day. Means that you have to choose other kind of collaborators, partners. You have to select them, you have to redefine what you can do, what they have to do. You have to create another kind of relationship with people. The problem is not how much money you have to invest, but is how you will be able to reinvent your time, and how you will be able to reinvent your relationship, and how you can create from zero your own company.
This is very interesting, because now you can, normally we ask our guests what kind of skills and perspectives business women entrepreneurs should have. And you have had the opportunity of working both as a manager and as your own boss. So what do you think are the differences from, being the manager? What skills do you have to acquire when you become your own boss and the business is yours?
I think that at the end, the skills are not so different. First of all is you need to manage your time. You need to understand your goal. You need to set your strategy. You need to select the right people that will work with you. And you have to manage a team. As I said to you at the beginning, money is not a problem. If you have a good idea, good structure, if you are organized, if it is clear in your mind, step by step, in which way you want to act, at the end, when you present your own business plan, you can convince people to give you money. Inside a company is when you need a budget, when you discuss your budget, you have to convince your CEO or the owners of the company that is the right budget for reaching the right goals. It's exactly the same. In this case, the difference is you are building something by yourself, for yourself, and for the people that you selected and will work with you. At the end of the day, the difference is that you are not working for someone else or for contributing to the growth of a big company, but is the satisfaction of viewing people in front of you that are happy of the work that they have done for you, and happy to have a new challenge with you for the future.
Very interesting. And in this experience, how was networking relevant in your in the growth of your business? And do you think this is a specific skills that women have to develop to have success in their own business?
Absolutely. I think that the way in which you build your network is fundamental. In many cases, one of the big problems that women have is not to be able to ask when they need. when they need help, when they need support, when they need something for the others. But at the end, the idea is, okay, I will ask. At the end, people will say me, no, thank you. Okay, but it's not a tragedy. You can ask to someone else again and again and again. The advantage is, especially if you are not so young, we are discussing about when you are not so young, but also when you are young, it's important to differentiate the kind of people that you have in your network. It's clear that you have your family, you have your friends, and then you have your colleagues, you can have your partners, you can have people that only will asking to you for having something, and people that will be more than happy to work with you for sharing something. So the idea is, depending on the kind of network, the kind of people that you have all around you, and in which way you work with them in the past, and in which way you can work with them in the future. In many cases, what I say to the other people is, when you meet someone, do not ask immediately for having something, but try to understand in which way something that you have will be useful for someone else. At the end is a question of how you can negotiate your network with someone that will need your network, and how someone else will negotiate his or her network with your network. At the end is only a question of exchange. What you need for me, what I can give to you, what we can do together. So at the end, if we are able to solve this, we can be able to select in which way we can build our network. At the end, especially now, I am not in a company or in a big company anymore, but I will maintain all the relationship with the people that I met in the past. Could be, for example, partner or a journalist or a press or other kind of people that will be useful for me. But at the end, what I usually do is, okay, I am here. I am giving to you something that for you will be interesting. Why will not build something together? The benefit will be for you and for me. So the idea is always in your network, give the opportunity to the others to have a benefit.
To make this cake grow rather than just cut slices. That's an interesting advice. And concerning networking, do you have it? This is a very important tips, but then what kind of advice would you give to those women who, being an entrepreneur or being a manager, are interested in becoming a business angel? What is, in your opinion, the core of the business, the most important things that you could tell them?
What I usually say is, don't start alone, because you are not, you have not the skills for understanding the real risk of this. We have many associations, for sure, as we discussed at the beginning. We have an association that is fully dedicated to women, but on the Italian market, we have other association. I am part of the majority of them. So means that at the beginning I started try to understand the ecosystem, try to get in touch with people that were business angel, that were the experience of risking and investing their money in some business, sharing with them their success and their failure, because it's important. And for me, this is fundamental for the people that want to be a business angel. Try to identify who are the association, what they do, what kind of event they organize, what kind of courses that they organize, because you can have courses that will explain to you the skills that you need for being a business angel, for understanding how you have to choose a startup, what means investing money, what are the risks. If you want to grow, there are other courses that will support you in being a deal champion, so means managing the investment of the other people inside a startup. So means that you have different approach that you can put in place. But what is important is don't be a business angel by yourself or alone, especially at the beginning, because no one of us is an expert in every segment. So means that you need to share with the others your doubt or your knowledge. You can be supportive in some segment, but you can have a lot of minus in some others. If you have people that are expert in other segment where you are not, they can give you the right suggestion of what you can do. And it's exactly the same in every activity. So means that as business angel in Italy, we are not so much. What I usually say is less than 1,500. Only 13% are women, and the majority of us as women are present in Angels for Women and also in the other associations. So means that the simplest way is you know the name, you know who we are, get in touch with us, ask us, and then we can give you an idea on where you can find information, people that you can meet, invite you to some events. And then after this process, because you cannot be a business angel in 1 second, you can decide if you are the right attitude for being a business angel. And on the top of this, what I can suggest is as much conscious you are about the way in which you want to invest your money, as simple will be for you to identify if the business angel segment that is a risk investment will be right for you and for your future.
Yes, this is absolutely very interesting, because I was also wondering, listening to reading the interviews of the women that we did during our survey, somehow there are two aspects that came out. Some of them are very practical in the sense that they are pragmatic. They know what they want to invest. They know what to want to do. And they have a very clear idea. While there is a small group of business angels that I'm not sure I can call business angels, but people that invested, that they follow their heart. And I think this is a little bit dangerous, because it gives me the idea that if you invest with your heart, you don't take into consideration all of the elements that should be taken into consideration. What do you think about this? Do you think that women are more keen in getting in love with the project more than projecting the business idea in the future and evaluating the possibilities of scaling the business?
I am totally agree when you say that you can decide using your heart, but even if using your heart, you can identify some project that will be very interesting. I can prefer to call this and define this as philanthropy. You can give money, and at the end is not important. It's like a donation if this project will perform or not. You can do this. You put the money in a project and you can say, okay, do whatever you want, and that's all for me. If you need my help, here I am. There are other kind of projects in which what you do as business angel is to challenge the team, to check the business plan, to evaluating the quality of the idea, of the results, every single step, the milestone. When you invest in project like this, is because at the end of a specific kind of period, will be 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, you want your money back with a specific level of gain. Okay, it's quite normal. It's like any other investment. You can be less or more involved. This is up to you, because you can decide to be involved in the life of the startup, because you can be one of the advisors, you can be a board member, you can support them in terms of networking, sharing your experience, different level, or could be only an investment in which you can delegate someone else in doing this kind of activities. And after 5 years, what you can be interesting is there will be an exit, positive or not. That's all.
Mhm.
So means that the idea is how you can differentiate the level of your investment, the level of your portfolio. It's clear that in many cases, it's not a question of women, it's a question of investors. You can fall in love with an idea, with a team, not because you are a woman. You can be a man and you can be totally attracted by the idea of technology or space or some others. It's not a problem. Or as women, we can be attracted by other kind of projects. What is important is to be able to evaluate step by step if this startup and this project where you invested your money could be successful or not. If it's not successful, you say, okay, I failed. Could be, like in any other, I lost my money. Could be. Or if not, if it is positive in terms of investment and the tracking is positive, what you can ask to yourself is how I can contribute, how I can implement, how I can be supportive till when I will not realize my exit in 3, 5, 7, 10 years.
Mm.
The other part is there is philanthropy. Philanthropy is philanthropy. You have no expectation on this. It's a give back that you can have. You will be more than happy. Could be a social project, could be in terms of circular, sustainability, care, whatever you want. But you have to distinguish between the one that are philanthropy and the one in this segment that will be successful case study for you as investment.
Mhm. This is absolutely very interesting and brings me in my mind another question. Some of the women that answer the questionnaire, both in Portugal and in Italy, as usual, are very, how do you say, they are always afraid that they don't know enough. You know, they know a lot, but they're always afraid this is not enough, this is not enough. Do you think there is a specific, most of them said, I do not have any experience in finances, even if I'm a business person. I don't have a specific experience in investments and finance. Do you think this is a big problem, or do you think we should really invest a lot in training women in the financial aspects, or as you said, using the support of associations and groups of investors? It's not so necessary to be so strong and so prepared, especially in financing. What is your experience in this?
My experience is this. So we are not asking to people to be really expert in financing. We are not asking this, but for sure you have to be able to understand numbers and to enter in some numbers, because when you evaluate the projects, for sure, if you have in front of you some projection that are quite incredible, you have to ask to yourself, okay, are they genius? Are they Wonder Woman? Who they are? In which way they can approach the market in this way? And probably you don't need only financing skills, but you need also the knowledge of the market, the knowledge of other case studies. So it means that at the end, what is important is have a good balance between your experience, your expertise in financing, that you can always learn. Is never too late for attending to a course or for upgrading your knowledge, and then doing a sort of mix between these two capabilities. Clearly, if you have only in mind the simple point of view of finance, you will never invest in a startup. So it means that you have to balance these two point of view, and mixing the experience, your knowledge in terms of financing, the projection of the future of the project that you have in front of you, putting together all these elements, for sure, you can be able to start. As I said to you before, you are not alone. No one is asking to you to be alone. In any case, if you're not a business angel, then you have the other structure of VC, private equity. So means that as big as the company, as big as the kind of investment that you have to do. But in any case, you have so many associations that can support you in terms of information, in terms of what you can do, in terms of what is important to do, that at the end, I do not think that is a problem if you are yes or not an expert in finance. You can learn.
Brilliant. This is very interesting. And we asked the women in the interview if they believe that having more business angels, women, would somehow help increasing the number of startup with women finance, because very few business angels are women, but also very few startuppers, or anyway, a minority of startuppers are women. Do you think this could somehow change something?
Yes and no, because the reality is the percentage of women's business angels is exactly the same percentage of female startuppers. So means that probably it's a question that we have to discuss before. If you have more business angel, female business angel, probably you can have much more money inside or into the female startups, because for sure the main goal is to support women entrepreneurs. But the reality on the other side is if the female entrepreneurs and the female startuppers will not grow, the problem will continue to be on the market. And it's a question of education from the beginning. As we discussed, is a question of you educate girls to manage their money. We are happy because in Italy, financial education will be inserted into the school from the secondary school. We hope that this will implement the knowledge of girls and young women about the way in which they can manage their money. For sure, on the other side of this will be important to introduce into the secondary school also the opportunity to have courses on entrepreneurship. So means that viewing or having in a sort of face-to-face of the women that will be investors or could be investors and women that will be entrepreneurs, having the right elements, they can decide what they can do in the future. It's interesting. It is a new phenomenon that we are viewing now, is the fact that many female entrepreneurs that were able to raise money from the market and also had a big success during their life, what they are doing now is as a sort of give back, entering into our association and turning themselves in business angel for selecting other projects coming from women that they can finance. This is also an opportunity. You have there some role model that were successful one and that now have decided to invest their money for supporting other potential entrepreneurs. So it's a sort of mix and the idea on how we can build around girls and women the ecosystem. If we can give to them all the instruments, I am quite sure that the part of female entrepreneurs and female business angels will grow.
So this is a very positive ending, I think, of our interview, because we have hope in the future. And thank you very much, AnnaMaria, for this interview. It's very useful. And your experience is very interesting and rich. So it gives us an idea that it's a slow path, but we are there already, and things will grow and will develop. And we hope that also with other projects, we can empower women to be free to decide what they want to do and how to do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Luisa. And as I said to you, everyone that wants to discover who we are and what we do, you can visit our website, angelsforwomen.com. You have our face on the website, you have our role, you have email, and you can get in contact with us, and we will be more than happy to support you as business angel and as entrepreneur.
Thank you.